Students, through this recorded lecture of mine, you will learn today the various poetic devices used in the poem titled The Ball Poem, composed by John Berryman. Students, in my opinion, poetic devices are a little confusing, but if you pay attention and study them properly, there will remain no ground for any doubt. So now we start discussing the poetic devices of the poem, The Ball Poem, in detail. So now I am going to read the lines of the poem. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over it is in the water. Here the first and second lines start with the same word what. The first and second line start with the same word what. So here the poetic device is anaphora. Now I will tell you what the anaphora is. When words or phrases are repeated in the beginning of two or more consecutive lines, it is called anaphora. Okay, and also in the first line, O sound is getting repeated through the words boy, now, and lost. I am repeating, in the same first line, O sound is getting repeated through the words boy, now, and lost. And when the same vowel sound is repeated in the words which are close together, it is called assonance. So here assonance is there because O sound is being repeated through the words which are close together, and these words are boy, now, and lost. And in the third line, the phrase merrily bouncing has been used for the ball, which is a non-living thing. So here the poetic device is personification. Now I will tell you what this poetic device means. When a non-living thing is thus personified, it is called personification. Now I will give you one more example out of the topic to clarify it. For example, the flowers nodded. To nod is a verb which means to move head in affirmation. We humans nod, but flowers don't. But here they are being portrayed to be like human beings, so it is personification. Okay, and now we are going to read. I am going to read the next line onwards. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid. Rigid means stably. Trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball is worthless. Now he senses first responsibility. As you also have noticed, in the 5th and 9th and 10th lines, 5th, 9th and 10th lines of the poem, the word ball is repeated. In the 5th, 9th and 10th lines, the word ball is repeated, so it is repetition. And whenever the same word is repeated, it is called repetition. Also in the 10th line, there is no conjunction between the two words a dime and another ball. As you have noticed, a dime and another ball, they are two subjects, and between these two subjects no conjunction is given. So here the poetic device is asyndeton. Now I am telling you what this poetic device is. Whenever a conjunction is thus omitted in a line, whenever a conjunction is thus omitted in a line, it is called asyndeton. Okay, so next line onwards I am going to read the poem. In a world of possession, people will take balls, and balls will be lost always, little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external, his learning well behind his desperate eyes, the epistemology of loss now to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. I'm going to read these lines again. In a world of possessions, people will take balls and balls will be lost always. Little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external, his learning well behind his desperate eyes, the epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. Here in the 13th line, the word ball is twice repeated. In the 13th line, the word ball is twice repeated. So here the poetic device is repetition. And also in the same 13th line, alliteration is there, as B sound is there in the words ball, bee and boy. I am repeating, in the same 13th line, alliteration is there, as B sound is there in the words ball, bee and boy. And in the next line also there is alliteration, as B is the initial sound of the words buys, ball and bag. Okay, buys, ball and bag. Now I tell you what the alliteration is. Whenever two or more words have the same consonant sound in their beginning, it is called alliteration. Okay, and also repetition is there due to the word ball, which has been continuously repeated in the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th and 18th. Among these lines, the word ball has been several times repeated. So hope you all have understood the poetic devices of the poem The Ball poem. Thank you. Thanks for watching the video.